Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn the poem from the literature that is The Tree in Season, written by Robert Fisher. Robert Fisher was an American playwright and television and film screenwriter, mostly of situational comedy. He was born on 21st September 1922 in California, USA. His many works as a television writer included Life with Lucy, Alice, and There Was a Little Girl, etc. His books include The Night in Rusty Amour. Fisher died in 2008 in Topanga, California, just 2 days before his 86th birthday. So, students, before we begin the poem, let me tell you that there is a difference in the seasons of US and India. Remember, children, there are 4 seasons in US, whereas in India we have 6 seasons. The seasons in US are spring, summer, autumn, and winter, whereas in India we have spring season, summer, monsoon, autumn, pre-winter, and winter. And also, children, remember that our winter is not so extreme as they have. Likewise, the summer in US is not that intense as in India. So, students, in this poem, the poet tells us about the changes that goes in the life of trees in US. So, this poem beautifully describes the various stages and the cycle of the tree growth. The poem further tells that the trees are full of life and energy, and they bring happiness. They are at their best form in summer. The cycle of the tree growth. Whereas when autumn begins, days becomes shorter and they begin to shed their leaves. And during winter, they sleep under the shadow until spring. The whole poetry depicts the stages of human being as well. There are also literary devices used in this poem. So the first season that we are going to learn is the spring season. A tree in spring does not look the same in winter. So let's see how its appearance and character change. Spring. The tree hums quietly to itself, a lullaby to the buds. Bursting with baby leaves, its branches ride the winds, and in all its new green glory, the tree begins to sing. So, this particular stanza depicts the spring season where the trees are quite happy and are full of life. They seem to be humming. Here, hum means make a low or steady sounds like the bees. And lullaby means child bedtime song. Lullaby is sung by a mother to make the child sleep. So here the poet tells us that the tree seems to be humming a lullaby to the birds, and birds means the stage before blooming. The word bursting means alive or fresh with baby leaves. Now, baby leaves are tender leaves, so they are like the baby, and the tree sing a lullaby for them, and then its branches would swing. As there are the newborn green leaves and make a sound which seems as they are singing. The word glory means grand beauty, so the whole stanza is personified. Even the last line, the poet says that the trees look new and it is in its green glory. So here the poet personifies the tree. He treats tree as a human being. So treating something which is not human being as a human being is a personification. Now the next season comes, the summer season, the jolly season, when the trees are at their best. They are surrounded by different creatures. Let us now learn more about the summer season. Summer. The tree stretches in the sun. It knows the birds that fly, the beasts that run, climb, and jump. From its heavy loaded branches, it yawns and digs its roots deep into the still center of the spinning earth. So, here in summer season, the trees are at the peak of their life. They are happy and stretches their leafy branches towards the sun. The branches are full and are so heavy with the leaves. Birds and other animals also find their homes and shelter on those trees. They run and fly on it like the beasts. For example, monkeys, they climb, run, and jump from tree to tree, from branches to branches. So the tree take heavy root and deepen their roots. As I say, it yawns and digs its root. So, as they are heavy and loaded with all these creatures and leaves and the fruits, they send their roots towards the center of the earth to make the fuller use of the property, the spinning of the earth, the rotating earth, to take nutrients from there and grow fully. Again, in this stanza, there are so many imageries and personification. The first line, the tree stretches in the sun and it yawns and digs its root, is of personification here again. Now, let us learn about the autumn season. Autumn season is the falling season when the days becomes shorter and the trees are just shedding their golden leaves, which are just like the coins of gold. The tree shivers in the shortening day. Its leaves turn gold. The clouds pass. The seeds fall. The tree drops its coins of gold, and the days are rich with the spending of the leaves. So, here the poet has very beautifully depicted the autumn season. When the autumn season begins, the days becomes shorter and the trees shivers and becomes cold and moves. Its leaves become matured and turn into golden color. The clouds in the sky pass by and sees the seeds and the leaves falling just like the coins of gold. So these days are very rich for the trees. So why are the days rich? It is rich because when we spend the gold coins, we are actually rich. So here, the trees are rich as they shed their golden leaves and seeds. Again here, the first line, the trees shivers in the shortening day, is a personification. And the lines, the tree drops its coins of gold, is a metaphor. It is a metaphor because here the leaves of the trees are compared. So it is a metaphor. Metaphor is used when we compare two things but do not use is or like. So, in this stanza, the poet tells us that the tree's leaves turn into golden, and autumn is the time when they shed their leaves and their seeds, and explains to us beautifully by using the literary devices. So, the last stanza we have the winter season. So, winter season is where everything is cold and about to perish. And children, remember, I have told you that our winter is not so extreme as the winter season of the US. So let's read the fourth stanza. Old branches ache. Tree stands naked in the storms. Deep frozen, bleak and bare, deep underground life lies sleeping. The tree sleeps and waits for the returning sun to wake him from his woody dreams. Robert Fisher. So here we come to the last stanza, that is the winter season, the withering season. Here, the winter season, snow, frost, and storms, and trees are frozen there. They are filled or covered by ice. They are naked, as there are no leaves to cover, and the trees lies sleeping underground in their roots, and most of them are covered by the snow, and even the tree is sleeping. It is waiting for the spring to wake him. It is waiting for the first sun rays to wake him up from the tree growing in the wood. So, this is all about the poem The Tree in Season by Robert Fisher. Though this poem is a short poem, it has so many literary devices like the personification. The tree begins to sing. The tree stretches in the sun are some of the personification, and alliteration are the tree, life lies. Here alliteration means the use of the same letter or sound at the beginning of the adjacent. And the imageries are like bursting with baby leaves, the tree sleeps, its leaves turn gold. And some examples of the metaphor is tree drops its coins of gold and woody dreams. So, in this way, the poet beautifully depicted the 4 stages of season, and the whole poetry depicts the stages of human being as well. So, students, that's all for today's class. Thank you.